promotion, so I come in here a lot. I don't have a lot of band openings, but I did get a launcher, one of those compressed air launchers. And so this summer I plan on raising my loop and maybe put in an inverted V on 75, because I can get up in those trees now. A loop is going to be problematic because of all the limbs and things like that, but I bet you I can find one tree with a limb up high enough. I get an inverted V way up there, and Tom DMB, he sounds good on his inverted V. Didn't change at all. Of course, he's still running pretty good power, and that BC 610 sounds really good. All right, I don't know who else is in there, so if you're not Dwayne, somebody else pick it up. KE7NUB at S7H.
Well, I'm not hearing or seeing anybody, Bob. I guess it's just you and I now. Gary abandoned us. NS7H, KE7NUB. Well, I'm guessing you're on your ICOM this morning, and it sounded really good down here this morning. Bob, I got a great signal on you, and you're full flighty. So, good on you, and nice to hear you this morning. That was a real treat hearing Gary Key up in there yell at me first thing this morning. Yeah, I had a guy here, what was it, about a year ago, was asking me questions, and it was too technical for me. I mean, I needed to talk to John or Mike there. A little bit over my pay grade as far as the questions he was asking about putting it on frequency, but all the 707s, at least mine anyway, has a high-low power switch on the front of them, and then there's another switch that says raise and lower for raising and lowering your power. And I've not messed with that switch at all. I need to, though, one of these days. I'll find a manual and see what it says about that. Raise and lower the power levels. And they come in several different versions, like Mike is a 500 and 1,000. And mine is a 250 and 1,000. For low power and high power settings, and they control that with great big resistors, I guess. So anyway, long story short, I'd like to convert mine over to a 500, 1,000 too. But the 250, 1,000, I suppose, is not bad. And, you know, for what I do over here, it's probably just fine. I usually run this thing like I stole it anyway, so you know what that means. That switch doesn't get much use. And there's another switch on the front of it right next to those two switches, Bob, that gives you a choice of two frequencies, and I've got two different crystals in mine. And back in the back, that's where the guys are plugging their digital DDS units into those sockets. And then you just bypass that switch. But be honest with you though, I don't need to be moving all over the band because my transmitter is just for one band, and this is where the AM's at, so that's where I'm hanging at. And perfectly happy just to leave it the way it is. But anyway, other than that, making a good ride here to Spokane today. Hopefully you guys had a good visit over, and I think you said you were going to Missoula. Go spend some Costco bucks. I haven't got my coupon yet for that, so one of these days maybe I'll get my Costco coupon. I can go spend some bucks. Did stop in there yesterday, you know, bought some Super Bowl munchies. And every time I go over there, it's like all home week, man. I run into people, so Grace and I were over there doing our visit in a Costco. Busy aisles, and we're over there laughing and joking and rolling on the floor and passing out pies. It was quite a spectacle. So anyway, the guys asked me who I was going for on the Super Bowl, and I held up a cherry cheesecake. And he says, well, this here cheesecake's red and white, so I guess I'm going for Kansas City. Anyway, that was kind of fun too. Definitely, when I said that, everybody around was just kind of looking at me like, is this guy real? It was fun. All right, Bob, well, back over to you. And I said, boy, you're rolling in here, not quite all red, but definitely near folk whiting and quite respectable. NS7H, KE7NUB.
All right, KE7NUB with and coffee a couple hundred miles to the west, and that's 7H here. Well, I didn't go to Missoula, I went to Hamilton, and just, you know, it's about an hour more if I go to Hamilton versus to Salmon. But I've been getting a little cabin fever here lately, and so I didn't feel like going to the same old. I went north and hit a couple of stores up there, and hit the whatchamacallit, the pizza place with the Papa John's or whatever. So we had a bacon artichoke chicken pizza. Oh, that's good. We like the Mediterranean too, but the bacon just makes it. So anyway, so it was a good day. We wanted to do something different. It was snowing here, spitting snow here, so nothing really came of that. But getting up on top, it was 10 degrees cooler up there. It was in the 20s up on top. Down here it's like 45. And so up on the ski hill, that looked like that wasn't a lot of people there because I guess it was Friday, so people that worked couldn't make it. But they get a lot more business, I think, from the Montana side. And I don't know, I wasn't planning on watching the Super Bowl. Really, unless I have a team in the game, in which I really don't. The Seahawks let me down enough that I was a Seahawk guy just because my wife's brother played for the Seahawks. He also played for the Rams, but I'm not going to do an LA Ram. I'm not going to anything California, as they've seceded from the Union as far as I'm concerned. So anyway, Kansas City is between Nebraska and Oklahoma City, and my brother-in-law lives in Nebraska, and my daughter lives in Oklahoma, so I figure Kansas City is a good place. So we'll go with them. And the reason I'm going to watch it this year, at least I'm going to record it, is because we watched that show last night that was the last, 50 years or 20 years or 25 years of Super Bowl commercials. I think they went back to 84, so that was a while back. Anyway, they were really, really cool. They're looking at the #1 commercial, at each Super Bowl, and they had a couple of little spoilers for some of the ones that'll be on Sunday. But it was neat because they had the Clydesdales. Like Budweiser is really fighting hard to get back. And if the Chinese didn't own a chunk of them, I'd probably go back to Budweiser. But they sure have good Clydesdale commercials, and they had a yellow lab in there. And Mike ought to watch the Super Bowl just to watch the yellow lab because it's going to be back. They had a puppy, yellow lab puppy with Clydesdales 10 years ago. Or 8 or 9 years ago, they had this little puppy and a little story about him, how he was saved by the Clydesdales and all that kind of stuff. Well, the puppy's grown up, so the same dog and Clydesdales are going to have another commercial, and the puppy saves them again. So, anyway, anybody has a lab, probably like it. So I'll order some parts so I can finally get this globe off the desk, except I think I broke something. I've got some parts on order, but with all my testing, I think I may have burned out a choke. That's semi-unobtainium, so I'll have to Well, I'll have to check the choke out. I've got a RLCB there, whatchamacallit, capacitor, inductor. You know, I can put it on there and I can get essentially the whole impedance picture. So we'll find out if it's only doing it intermittently, then maybe something breaking down inside. But that's what I've got. I've got something that's written on the high voltage side, I think. And I don't think it's my transformer. It's a brand new transformer, but the chokes are old and tired. And so if that's the case, I'll have to put that up on the shelf for a while. Get the old chief out and get the VFO to work with that. So at least I'll proof of principle and back on the shelf. I want to get that Apache out and then fix that thing up so I can go ka-chunk. That's my Bauer, is Apache AL1500. All right, back to you. See if anybody woke up yet. KE7NUB, NS7H.
KE7 CJ.
Well, there's a waker ripper. Morning, John. NS7H. KE7CJ joining in. KE7NUB. Well, good transmission, Bob, all the way through. I had one fade on you there, but all in all, you were up in the 10s and 20s and pretty much red. Pretty much red, man. So, very nice signal to Spokane today. John, you too. The band's in pretty good shape in my house. John, before you get out here, we had Gary probably 6 golden years. Boise joined in. Low power down there. It was a nice surprise. I had a good visit with him. It was a little before 5. He jumped in. Then jumped out, but he might be eavesdropping on us. He said that he talked to Bob SC and he's ready for his 98th birthday. He's doing good down there, so that's a good thing. Maybe one of these days he'll surprise us. But at 98 years old, I'll probably be out here shortly after Vern shows up. Sometime around 9. But we'll see. I'll keep an ear out for him, though. It should be nice to hear him. I love to hear his station, man. And just got great audio and real pleasant to listen to you. And kind of missing SC out here on the band, too. Missing Gary, too. A real treat to have him key up. Well, I got Tom. TMD's coming down this morning, and I got another on old CB buddies that's going to drop by this morning. So I'm going to have a little company this morning. It should be fun. Tom and I are doing a trade and getting him into a really nice watt meter, so we'll get him a going, and I'll have some more stuff to play with or bring down to Rickroll with me. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but you guys will be the first to know when it all materializes, and what materializes, let's put it that way. And that's about all I got new to talk about today. I'm on the Bauer with the newly improved RE27 microphone, and still listening on the JRC receiver there. So hopefully you guys are liking what you're hearing, because if not, I'm not going to touch it anyway. I drove you guys nuts 2 weeks ago, and I'm going to try not to do it for at least an hour anyway. AE7CJ, give it to NS7H, and we'll hope that that K7ODQ guy joins in quickly, or soon. And nice to hear you, John. Big signal into the Spokane Valley. AE7CJ, kilowatt, Echo 07, November, Uniform Bravo. Over to you.
K7YAY.
All right, I heard Mark out there. Anybody else? Well, I guess not. Well, let's see. My question. I guess that's the best. Well, good morning, everybody. What is it? 37 degrees. I slept in this morning. I mean, what I mean by that is, on my basic habit, I will wake up about half an hour before it's wake-up time. Mainly because, you know, something's knocking on the door of the bladder there. That didn't happen at all. Man, I faded out last night and went to bed usual time, about 9, and didn't open the little eyelids there until it was a little bit after 5. So, anyway, that didn't happen very often with me, but I guess I was tired. That's a good thing. Anyway, well, it is not raining, not sprinkling, but it's 37 degrees, and things are still wet and damp outside. Yesterday was supposed to be just a cloudy day, but I tell you what, it fiddled away over here all day. All day. And on the upper side of the countryside here, it was up in the cloud deck. So the cloud deck was just above the house here. So anyhow, yeah, it was a damp one yesterday. Went to the small towns of Banks and Forest Road. Picked up a few items to make the weekend go along easier. So that was nice. I also picked up some Chinese food while I was in Forest Road. And had a big bowl of hot and sour soup while I was waiting for my order to get done. And boy, oh boy, that just, man, maybe that's what made me sleep so well yesterday. Was that just, man, I tell you, what a sweat bath. Have a bowl of that, you're just soaked with sweat. Man, it's good. Anyhow, enough talk about that good stuff there. But the rest of the day was pretty much working a little bit out in the shop, a little bit more out in Studio C, trying to clean up the mess out there in Studio C. So I can move the bower, so I'm able to work on that, because that's the next project to start working on. So I might get a little bit of that done today, but mainly I'm going to have visitors today. Got my other son Daniel and his family are going to come over today, and he's going to do a little work on the Ford pick-em-up truck, and get that done for me, and then help me to decipher what's going on with the Volvo. It's making some funny music on the front end there. A little bit of a rattle when I get into washboard, and there's plenty of washboard up here on these country roads. So I'm trying to figure out if it's, I don't think it's ball joints, because the front end is just as stable as all get out, but it might be bushing, or it might be the strut. I'm thinking it's strut, but anyway, he's got a more calibrated hearing when it comes to that stuff. He's worked on plenty of vehicles. All right, well, I better turn this thing over here and give it to Mark, J7YAY, and then I think you're giving it to Bob. November Sierra 7 Hotel, if I'm keeping things right here. So, good morning, Mark. You're making a big run over here. All well with you. Hey, this is 8E7CJ. Go ahead, Mark.